Hey there, everybody! Do you love to travel and learn about new places? Great, then you are in the right place. Join Jasmine the cat and Gracie the tortoise as they have fun traveling the beautiful United States and learning lots of cool new facts.
Hello, friends! It's Jasmine, the jazzy gray cat, here with my bestie Gracie, the super smart tortoise. Say hi, Gracie.
Greetings, my good friends. Gracie here. Today, we're exploring the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Part of the Netherlands is a small country in Western Europe. The countries of Germany and Belgium are next to it, and the North Sea is to the west and the north. The capital is Amsterdam. The people are called the Dutch, and so is the language that they speak.
Gracie, I'm confused. I thought we were going to Holland. Are Holland and the Netherlands the same?
In a way, Jasmine, while it is true that some people refer to the Netherlands as Holland, Holland is not another name for the Netherlands. Visitors often call the Netherlands Holland. Because people visit the provinces of Holland more than the other parts of the country, visitors often call the Netherlands Holland.
Okay, I get it. But wait a minute. You said the Netherlands is part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. What do you mean?
I'll explain, Jazzy. The Kingdom of the Netherlands is actually 4 countries: the European country of the Netherlands and the Caribbean islands of Aruba, Curaçao, and St. Martin. On this trip, we're only visiting the European country of the Netherlands.
Oh, that's too bad. I always like to visit warm places with beaches. Another time.
That's the spirit. The name Netherlands means lowlands. This is a perfect name for the country because most of the land is flat and is at or just a little above sea level. About a quarter of the country is below sea level.
Oh no! How do people keep the ocean from flooding their houses?
Windmills. To keep the water away from the land, windmills were used to pump away the water. Now water pumps are used. Also, things like sand dunes, dams, and dikes are also used to hold back the water. The Dutch call this reclaimed land polders.
Ooh, I can't wait to visit a windmill. I know what a dike is, Gracie. It's a wall built to hold back water. In this book, Hans Brinker or the Silver Skates, a story about a boy who wants to win an ice skating race. There's also a story about a boy who put his finger in a hole in a dike. He did it to stop a leak and save the whole country from flooding. The boy stayed there all night with his finger in the hole, all through the super cold, until the villagers found him in the morning and fixed the dike. He was a hero. Other exciting news, the Netherlands has a king and a queen. His Majesty King William Alexander and his wife Queen Maxima have 3 daughters. Another chance to wear my tiara.
He's also called the King of Orange.
Is that because he likes oranges?
King Wilhelm Alexander may like oranges, but he's called the King of Orange because that's the name of the royal family, the House of Orange.
Oh, so that's why orange is a popular color in the Netherlands. But the national colors are just like the colors of the USA, red, white, and blue. Like on the flag. It's made up of 3 rectangles that are red, white, and blue.
Absolutely, Jazzy. The lion is the national animal and the tulip is the national flower.
I just love lions. They're my cousins, you know. Now, did I bring my umbrella? The weather here can be cold and rainy. Oh, great, I brought it. Now where shall we go first?
A great place to start is the capital and largest city, Amsterdam. The Amstel River flows through the city. Amsterdam was built in a swamp, and part of the land was underwater. To keep the city from sinking, islands were made that are surrounded by over 165 canals, with over 1,000 bridges that cross over the canals.
That sounds really neat. I want to go on a canal ride. Look at all the people riding bikes. And the houses are so tall and skinny.
Bike riding is very popular in the city. Amsterdam is not a really big city, and it's rather flat, so it's easy to get around on a bike. Driving cars is discouraged. There are lots of bike paths, and many streets are closed to cars.
Wow! If we travel by bike, Gracie, I'm going to ride in the basket on the front.
I agree. Another great way to explore the city is going on a canal cruise.
Great idea! Here's our boat. It's a big flat motorboat. I'm going to sit under the little roof. That way I won't get too hot, and if it starts to rain, I'll stay dry. Perfect.
Terrific, Jazzy. Our boat is right here in front of the Anne Frank house. Anne Frank was a very brave Jewish girl who hid in this house from the Nazi soldiers during World War II.
I know all about her. Anne wrote a diary all about her life in hiding. It's called Anne Frank's Diary and is a super great read. We're off! Look, we can snack on stroopwafels while we ride. These yummy cookies are made from 2 little waffles stuck together with caramel. Ooh, we're going by those tall, skinny houses. Oh my goodness, it looks like they're leaning over, and I see hooks at the top of the houses. Why would you need a hook on a house, Gracie?
The reason why the houses are built this way, Jasmine, is because of the canals. By building tall, narrow houses, you could fit more into the area, and then more people could be by the canals. When the houses were built, the bottom floors were often shops, and the top floors were used to store things or places to live. To get the things up to the top floors, a rope was attached to the hook, and then they were pulled up. The houses were built leaning forward, so the things being pulled up wouldn't hit the building.
Well, even though that does make sense, it looks like the buildings might tip over.
I don't think so, Jazzy. They've been here for a very long time and are just fine. What else can we see?
Ooh, duck down. We're going under a bridge. I see ducks and swans. I'm going to feed some bread to them. Eat it up, friends. It was great to explore Amsterdam, but now I want to see a windmill.
So do I. We'll head to South Holland and Kinderdijk. 14 of the 19 windmills that are in Kinderdijk still have people working and living in them.
Those people are so lucky. It would be thrilling to live in a windmill. Kinderdijk means children's dike in Dutch. Can you say that with me, friends? Kinderdijk. Great job. I know a story that explains all about the name. Do you want to hear it?
Of course I do, Jasmine. You always tell the best stories.
Thanks. Here goes. This is one of my favorites. The legend is called The Cat in the Cradle. Isn't that a great title? Any story with a cat in it will be superb. Anywho, in 1421, there was a really bad flood called the St. Elizabeth Flood. After the flood, some villagers saw a basket floating down one of the canals. In the basket was a baby and a very brave cat who was jumping from side to side to keep the basket from tipping over. So brilliant. The baby and the cat were rescued, and the village was then called Kinderdijk. Isn't that a terrific story?
It sure is. I wonder why you liked it so much. Because of the baby?
Well, the baby is cute, of course, but my favorite character is the brave cat. Gracie, did you notice that the cat was smart enough to know how to save the baby?
Yes, I did. Now it's time to explore. The windmills are so beautiful. I love to watch the enormous sails spin around. The sails were used to pump the water from the land into the canals and also to grind grain into flour.
So how does a windmill work?
The wind would turn the blades or the sails of the windmill. These blades were attached to a rod that would turn inside the mill. The rod was connected to a water pump or millstones to do the work.
That's amazing! The millers would use the cloth sails on the windmills to talk to other millers. You know, they didn't have cell phones back then. They could tell each other if they were on a break, or if a new baby was born, or even if there was sad news like someone had died. When the people were having a celebration, they would decorate the windmills with colorful flags. I'll bet that looks stupendous.
I would love to see the windmills all decorated. We can go inside the Nederwoord or Bloker windmills. The Bloker windmill was built in 1630. Look at the millers grinding the grain. They're dressed just like the old-time millers would have been.
It's noisy in here. I want to go outside and pet the goats. Now let's go inside the Nederwoord windmill. It looks just like it did when people lived here. It would be so much fun to live inside a windmill. Very cozy. I'm so glad we came here. Do you think we could build a windmill in our backyard? Maybe just a small one?
Well, that's a wonderful idea, Jasmine. I don't think our yard is big enough. How about we go to the tulip fields? We always have room for a few more flowers in our garden. Our next stop is Kukofna Gardens in Lees. The garden once belonged to a castle. Now over 7 million flower bulbs and 800 different varieties of tulips are planted in the gardens.
Wow, that is a lot of flowers. They're everywhere. I don't know where to go first. I want to start off by telling you the history of how tulips got here. The very first tulips came from Asia. Travelers brought them to the country of Turkey. The Turkish people thought the flowers looked like little turbans and called the flowers tulips. Turbans are hats for men made by wrapping cloth around their heads. In the 1600s, a professor brought them to the Netherlands. He loved them very, very much, but he didn't want to share them with others. That is so not nice. This made the tulip bulbs very expensive and not many people could have them. But now there are lots and lots of tulips and everybody can plant them. So much more fair.
Stellar history lesson, Jasmine. Why don't we explore the gardens by taking a whisper boat ride?
Oh, yes. Wait a minute. Will we have to whisper?
No, Jasmine. It's called a whisper boat because the engine is very quiet.
Then that's a great idea. Jinkies! We're going by the fields where the tulips are grown. There must be thousands and thousands. It's like a rainbow on the ground. The colors are so gorgeous.
They are breathtaking. Look at that windmill over there. The people are waving to us from the top.
Hello over there, friends. Before we leave, I need a snack. How about some pancakes? Pancakes are a super popular treat here. I want to try the poffertjes, which are mini pancakes dusted with powdered sugar. Yummy! I'm going to make these again when we get home.
I agree. Why don't I take your picture in that big wooden shoe over there?
Thanks, Gracie. Cheese! Don't forget to get my good side. Wooden shoes are called clogs and were worn long ago to protect feet from the wet ground. Usually the clogs were just plain wood, but now they're painted to look fancy. I think I want this pink pair with the tulips painted on them. You know what? Since I have 4 paws, I can buy that pair and another cute pair in yellow with windmills painted on them. How about you, Gracie?
Well, Jasmine, I like these red ones with the bows painted on. But you're right, we're going to need 2 pairs each.
Gracie, once again, our trip was terrific. Now some flower jokes for the tulips we saw. Here's mine. What did the bee say to the flower?
I know this one. Hello, honey. Now it's my turn. What did the big flower say to the little one?
And I know this one. You're really growing big, bud. We're very good at flower jokes. My favorite place was Amsterdam and going on the canal ride and feeding the swans. How about you?
My favorite place was visiting the windmills and watching the sails go around. What about you, friends? What was your favorite place? Don't forget to tell someone you love all about it.
That's right. And come back next time for Switzerland. Bye now. Say goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye, my dear friends. See you next time.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining Jasmine and Gracie on their adventure today. Come back next week for the next one.
Hello everybody, it's Gwen here. If you want to know more about the places we visited, just go to our website, jasmineandgracie.podbean.com, and go to the sources page and you can find out all about the great places that we visited. See you next week. Bye-bye.